Hi guys, my name is Sky, and today in our discussion video we're going to be going over the joint movements, pretty much their definitions and terms. Flexion is going to be the bending movement that decreases the angle between a segment and its proximal segment. So we'll use the arm for example. So when we want to flex our arm, it's going to be like this, flexion. The next definition is going to be extension. Extension would be the opposite, so like this, you're releasing. It's going to be the opposite of flexion, and it describes the straightening movement that increases the angle between body parts. So this is flexion and then extension. The next term that we're going to be discussing is abduction. Abduction means to keep away from each other or the body. So abduction also in the dictionary means to be taken away from. So abduction, if you want your arm to be away from your body, you're going to raise it. Same with your leg. If you want it to be abduction, it's going to be away from your leg. The next term is somewhat similar. It's going to be adduction. Adduction means the opposite of abduction, and it means to draw inward or to be closer to the body. So instead of being right here, adduction is going to be drawing inward and close to the body. So your hand would be going down. That's adduction. The next definition is going to be for protraction. Protraction is the movement that results in a portion of the body being moved forward on a plane parallel to the ground. So an example would be our shoulder blades going forward. So I'll turn around for you. You're going to see my shoulder blades. They're going forward, not back. The opposite of protraction is going to be retraction. Retraction is the action of drawing something back or back in. So we're going to have your shoulder blades going back. That's going to be retraction. The next term that we're going to be discussing is going to be circumduction. That is going to be the movement of a limb or extremity so that the distal end describes a circle, while the proximal end remains fixed. So we'll use our arm. It's going to be like you're making a cone shape. So your joint up here in your shoulder is going to remain in the same place, but your arm is doing a circular motion. The next definition will be rotation. The action or process of rotating on or as if on an axis. Center. The turning of a body part about its long axis as if on a pivot. So we're going to use our head for an example of rotation. So rotation would be looking left, and then looking straight, looking right. That's going to be rotation. The next definition is going to be for supination. So this one I like to remember as the first part of the word is soup. So I think of a bowl of soup. So you're going to cup your hand, and that is supination. So that's how you do that. And the definition is movement of the forearm to turn the palm anteriorly. So like this, like a little bowl. The next definition is going to be the opposite of that. It's going to be pronation. Pronation is pretty much going downward. So it's the inward rotation of the forearm, and you could think of the palms being down or away from you. So instead of supination like this, like the bowl, you're going to go downward. So that would be pronation. So for our last two vocabulary terms, it's going to be dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is the backward bending and contraction of your hand or foot. So I'm going to move back a little bit. Your foot, your toe is going to be pointing upward. It's going to be contracting. So yeah, upward. Your toe should be pointing up, not down. And lastly, our last definition is the plantar flexion. That one, it's a movement in which the top of your foot points away from your leg. So kind of like when you're on your tippy toes, that's plantar flexion. Or when you're pointing your toes away from your leg. That is also an example as well. But that was the last of our definitions. Thank you guys for listening, for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and thank you so much. Goodbye.